Most of you know me for many years, in fact, likely my whole life. You know me now as an adult, and you knew me as a kid, but believe me when I tell you that happy-go-lucky kid you saw was not that way on the inside.
I'm just a regular high school girl. I have anxiety and I probably have ADD too. Most days in school, I'm completely lost. I get so hung up on the details of my assignment that I can't even start. Trying just doesn't seem worth it. So I decide that I may as well just space out and get lost in my head. And I do.
As a child, it was forever ingrained in me to listen to the adults. Whether I was at school with my teachers or at a friend's house with their parents, listen to adults, until the day that I learned what a huge mistake that was.
Growing up, I had a stable family. I did okay in school. However, I struggled with grades, focus, and drive bowed under the surface. The first time I got drunk was 13. It made me feel confident and secure in myself in ways that really weren't there naturally.
No one sees how much I'm struggling and I just can't deal anymore. Shabbos especially is always so hard for me. During the week, I just distract myself with Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever. I haven't broken Shabbos yet, but I feel myself heading down a slippery slope.
I was in 6th grade. I went to my Rebbe sobbing to tell him that I was treated improperly by a boy in the grade above me, but he just sent me back to class with the licorice. What he didn't know was this older boy was actually a Rebbe that was abusing me. That's when it sunk in. I was on my own.
It was only a matter of time until one of my friends asked that question. Do you want to smoke pot? As I got high, I remember feeling as if nothing could bring me down. I wanted to be high all the time.
And finally, I fell. Using my phone is the only way I know to quiet my racing thoughts, so that's what I do. I feel so ashamed. On the outside, I look like a regular frum girl, but I'm crumbling on the inside. I don't know who I am anymore.
One adult was hurting me, and the rest wouldn't believe me. I stopped listening in class. I didn't care about learning. Acting out was the only way to deal. I became isolated from everything. I didn't want to be Jewish anymore, and no one else cared, so why should I?
I started avoiding my family more. If I wasn't high, I was looking to get high. There was one morning after a night of pretty intense partying that I woke up feeling really depressed. And that was on top of all the normal negativity, so the abuse continued. It was the only way to cover up all those emotions.
I'm barely passing through school. I've been breaking Shabbos for months. I know that my parents are worried about me, but I just don't know what to tell them. I feel like I've hit rock bottom.
I was in such a dark place that if something not changed, I probably would not still be here to tell my story.
After class one day, my Madraigos steps teacher notices me hanging around and asks if there's anything wrong. That's when I broke down. That's when it all came tumbling out. She listens to me, really listens to me. I haven't had that feeling in a long time.
I found people who cared about me. I went to the Madraigos lounge for months. All that time, we just talked about emotions, chilled, didn't stress. At first, I didn't really care, but as I started to connect with people around me, my negative behavior just seemed to get in the way. Madraigos made me feel that I really did have my whole life ahead of me.
I'm in therapy now at the Madraigos Counseling Center. Turns out that my therapist is pretty cool. We start talking, and by the time I go to sleep that night, I can't remember most of what we talked about, but I do remember one line she said. I know things are hard for you right now in the present, and together we will help you through this. That comment made me feel a little less alone. If so many people believe in me, then I can't be that bad.
I look at life much differently now than I did as a teenager. I hope to, Be'ezus Hashem, get married and start a family and become a healthy and listening parent. I think that this comes with a lot of hard work, understanding, and patience. But thanks to Madraigos, I am confident about my future.
I'm 37 now, and I can feel the effects of my past every day. I've got a family, a job, kids. Some days I'm a good husband or dad, but more often than not, I'm angry, or hungover, or just tired. I can feel the rage, and I know my family can too, and I can feel and see the distance in my son. that same distance that slowly grew in me, and I can see that cycle starting all over again. I can't help but think, if only someone could have reached me when I was younger, I might not be where I am.